This is Two Blondes and a Brokerage, and today we're talking about what we're seeing with clients of ours that are looking to upgrade or purchase a second home and what that means for them and what their options are. And so we get a lot of questions regarding this just on a daily basis as far as like, I want to buy a second house or I want to upgrade, but the market is so intense, I'm afraid that I can't buy, or, I know I'll be able to sell, but what if I can't find something in the meantime? So we just wanted to talk about a couple of those options with you guys and see what we're kind of experiencing in the market.
Well, and one of the main ones is HomeWard. A lot of agents don't know about HomeWard yet, which is kind of a bummer out here. But for the ones of us that do, HomeWard is super beneficial because we offer a buy before you sell program. We also do buy only. But with these specific clients who are not able to win offers because they are contingent, this is the perfect option. So if you aren't set up with HomeWard, it's a very easy 30 to 40 minute online Zoom certification. So you get logged on there, they get you certified, and then you get connected with a whole bunch of different people who get them connected with HomeWard Mortgage, get them applied. The best part about the buy before you sell program is they can actually take full possession of the home that HomeWard would buy for them. That way they can move out, get their house cleaned, stage it, not have to deal with any kind of showings, and get their house listed, which is huge. Most people, don't want to have to do that if they've got kids or pets or whatever that may be, but the main benefit to that is once HomeWard buys the house for you, you technically have 6 months to buy back.
Okay, so like for example, for me, so I have 4 dogs. Showings with 4 dogs would be nearly impossible. So you're saying like what HomeWard would do for me is I would get pre-approved, and then they would write a cash offer for me on a home that I wanted, but didn't want to be contingent on, right? Because then I probably won't get my offer accepted. So they'll write the cash offer for me. I'm able to actually move into that home, start renting it back from them, and then stage my home and get it ready to sell so that I can get top dollar for it.
Exactly. And the only requirement is it's within 14 days of HomeWard purchasing the home. So we write the cash offer, we become the buyer. All the contracts written on the same CTM, all that fun stuff. Once that 14-day lapses or hits, once HomeWard purchases it, that's when you have to have it active. It doesn't have to be under contract, it just has to be listed. And we know in this market right now, nobody's gonna take 6 months rent back, but in the worst case scenario, let's say something happens, changes, your old home falls out of contract, you still have that ability. The only convenience that you're paying by getting a cash offer with HomeWard is not only a convenience fee that gets rolled into your buyback purchase price, but rent. So what's great about HomeWard is, unlike a conventional lender, we require that you can pay not only the mortgage, but the convenience fee rolled into your purchase price and rent for up to 6 months. So when we approve you, we have you approved. So HomeWard's a really great program for that. We're still seeing contingent offers get accepted, but it's becoming more rare just because sellers are leveraging the market that we're in, and they'd rather see something that's less risky come through their table.
Right. And for our sellers and buyers who are wondering what a contingent offer looks like, so basically that means you find a home that you love, but you financially have to sell the home that you're in currently to be able to afford that home. So now you're contingent on the sale of the home you're currently in. The reason why that's not super common to get accepted in the market these days is because the competition is so intense that if a seller has the option to pick a non-contingent offer versus a contingent offer, they're always going to pick the non-contingent offer, because in a contingent offer, the buyer is actually able to back out if anything happens with the sale of their home. So it's just not as solid of an offer, even though right now we're seeing, it probably isn't as risky as in other times because the market is so intense. But if anything were to happen with that home, obviously that interrupts both sales. So that's why it's just not as common to get a contingent offer accepted right now. But I was just talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking about how we can really capitalize on the equity in this market. And for people that financially can afford to keep their first home or their starter home and then buy a second home, because just you can use the market value for rent for that home to offset your DTI. So you may actually be able to qualify for the second home without even having to sell the first home. And because of the rental market that we're seeing, it's just as intense as the buyer's market. And so we were talking about, potentially him keeping that home, renting it, cash flowing on that, and then using that extra cash that he makes every month to afford a larger home for him and his family. And so there are a lot of options. I think people are in a lot of different places right now as far as, they're trying to upgrade their home because they have so much equity, right? And they're looking for like a much bigger house, or they're trying to get a second house or looking more investment wise. So really, I think it just kind of depends on what your long-term goals are, but there are a lot of options out there right now for buyers and for sellers. And so I think the main thing that we're trying to get at is, you know, just because the market is intense doesn't mean you don't have options, and you know, you just have to be a little bit more creative than normal.
Well, and getting that information is huge. I mean, worst case is you look at all the options and it doesn't work. We are seeing, you know, I have some clients who are just not ready to give up what they have to try to find something that's better because of the way that the market is, and so they're gonna choose to take out a HELOC, or they're gonna do a refinance, and they're gonna do what they want to make the house feel as much as what they want it to be, and then maybe in 3 or 4 years they're gonna relook at all of these options. But as you guys know, I mean, we're constantly talking about new stuff that comes up, I feel like on the weekly basis. I mean, it's kind of mind-blowing to be in the business as long as we have, and to go so stagnant of, well, you're either conventional, you're FHA, you're VA, or USDA, and now within all of those there's so many opportunities. So it's kind of a great time to take advantage of what we do have. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us or DM us or call us, and we'd be happy to walk through the options with you.
talk to you soon.